Hi, lovely family, Rumble Universe, family within, family without. Some of us, that's what we look for because we don't find it um, in the real 3D world. So you got to do what you got to do. God knows that. I did it again, overthinking right before this, and I cut it. I'm cutting myself short sooner and sooner, and just doing it. So you know what? Just do it. You don't have all the details because you shouldn't have all the details you think you should have. It's God's plan, not ours. Oh, it's glorious though, and it's so much better. And life is just, oh my God, all the way around. I'm beaming right now. I had the best start, I think, unequivocally, substantially, to my day. I could get up a little earlier. I'm getting up at 6, but you know, I get up at 4 or 5 sometimes, and I just like sit around and wonder. Um, but always putting the Lord first, in prayer and then the good word in that order, and then stay in prayer throughout the day. And then before you go to the small sleep, I call it, because the big sleep is the D. Right before you lay your head down to rest, right before you count the sheep for real, so to speak. But here we are. Copper. It's not that expensive either. Use your credit cards, folks. That's what I did. We ain't got it like that. The water is doing such wondrous things to me, for me, through me. Stag life, um, stag life, and copper mule. Let me get the box just to make sure I got the proper naming of it. Yeah, stag life. Oh, Moscow mule rugs. Moscow mule mugs. Jeez. I guess that's the variety of mugs, Moscow Mule mugs, triple M, and it is Stag Life that makes it. They send you a personalized letter, actually sign it, with their own penmanship and everything. Her name was Jessica. She'll sign it Jess, so you should expect that, and you can get full gratitude back for what you put in with them. And the best things in life are free, but you pay for quality. These weren't that expensive, and I'm just going to put it that way. You would think they're like $20 or something, but I got 2 mugs for about that price. It's copper. If you don't realize what copper does, you have to try it to learn about it. Just like anything, it takes faithing it to make it. Make sense? Let that sink in. Good, yeah. So I've got that thermos I already showed you, the copper thermos, in case I need to take my best on earth anywhere water with me anywhere. Yeah. So what's going on? What's new? I hope that we get to the food outreach place. Yeah, I am depending on the good of others at this time in my life, but I am going to church this Sabbath, and I am going to participate in an event to feed those in need. With hot dogs, hamburgers, and whatever they're feeding, and bringing some granola bars and little snacks and little shampoo things and things like that I have to donate, because we do what we can, and it's better to give than receive. I've known ever since I did that report, and I think it was the 4th grade. Made a little binder and illustrated pictures and just trying to illustrate the point, and made the point. It is truly better to give than it is to receive. Anyone who doesn't know this doesn't know the most powerful secret mankind should ever know. Because God works through us, and if you don't faith it, you're not going to realize that, and you're always going to be on the take. There, I said it. Now it's done. So, anyways, um, I did watch a wonderful movie last night. I usually don't watch rom-coms, but if I'm convinced that it's got an ounce of true love in it, which is exponential if it's the smallest amount, then I'll go with it. The acting was good. It seemed like it might have been a little bit older, but stated 2025. Maybe that was just when it was posted on YouTube. It's called NOLA. That's the name of uh, the oh my god, I can't even think of the terminology. The main actress, um, but you got pro something, and then whoever's against them, like in the hero's journey of, and this is the moral theme of every story, right? It'll come to me and it'll spring to mind, and I'll just give it to you then. Because I'm trying to analyze too much. See how that works? Yeah, getting your own way again, Alan? Huh? Very much. And I'm noticing too, more important people are watching my videos. So thank you, please, thank you, thank you. I've got 9 since yesterday, just since last afternoon. I'm pleased, and still standing at about 577 on the white shirt one. That's from a few months back when I had that job with Verticals Ledger. I was more in the thick of it. Boy, I was really going through it then. The slow season really began, and then the market eventually dropped out. All sales jobs, the markets will drop out, and then you'll be left to expect that you're nothing to these people. It's like, hell, aren't we not people first? Don't we have to give a damn about what God wants for his plan? Sorry to curse on here. It's like, come on, man. Come on. God is all inclusive. If God is all inclusive, it takes all of us, but that's going to be a drag. Stupid is what stupid does. We all know. Anyway, I can't wait to get the ride to the food outreach, and I can't wait to go to Sabbath school and worship this Sabbath, Saturday morning. Of course, Sabbath always begins at Friday evening. And I taught myself a lesson. I'm not going to do it anymore. I did it, I think, the second to last one or last video I posted. Subscribe, leave me a comment. And no, if you're going to be giving, be all in giving. Don't request. Don't do that. No, don't do that. So that's going to be my trademark. As you can tell, I didn't name my. I do believe in, first and foremost, the Savior, and of course, his perfect gifts to us. And I believe that's come through technology, and I'll just go ahead and say it, LifeWave. You can or you can't, go with it. You can check it out and see for yourself, because that's the only way it's going to work. Remember, the only way you put steps forward is through faithing it. However, make an informed decision. See in me the goodness that it's doing. See in others. Look at Michael Jaco, for crying out loud. He's been on this, God, upwards of full 5 years now. He's 64, going on 65. He looks a lot younger, and he's doing 1,000+ pound leg presses, and he's a machine. He's an animal machine, ladies and gentlemen. Respect where respect's due. I need to start joining the Miracle Mondays group podcast that he does, the Zoom meeting with the fine folks there. I think I'd make a welcome addition, but I'm trying to be a brand ambassador. I believe you got to stand on your own. I believe you got to make things some for others. So I'm trying to do things the right way. You're going to come across snags. You're going to come across these difficulties. Don't worry about that. I got some tightness in my neck, is why I'm doing that. But at the same time, don't worry about that, because God's got you through this. You've got to acknowledge within and without that God's got you through this. Sing out loud if it helps you. That's how you imprint that more upon your soul, and your well-being. That God's the Savior, that God is going to ultimately be the one that makes it happen for you, and that through faith. What else? Just so happy, man. I can just strike a chord about just being joy, because thoughts that ruined me or tried to before, like, I have to go to the grind. I have to be doing this. I have to be part of this cat and mouse game that we all call the rat race. Bless you, excuse me. No one needs that. Not even the cat down the road. um, Man, what else? You know, X39 is our flagship right there. As I mentioned, if you've been watching, you already know by now. I'm hoping these pick up. Of course, like I told you, this is more of a rough draft this month. I'm considering it even into next month, maybe a little bit, but I hope to have a little bit more structure with what I truly want to do here. I want to do good for people. I don't want to do just good for corporations. I don't believe it's about that. I really, really don't. The collective. There's a place and time for collective, and I believe that's in the body of Christ. Don't have to necessarily call it churches. You can be in the buildings, or you can be out of the buildings, right? Just be good for goodness sake. Oh my goodness. I hear squeaks and it makes me think God's talking to me now because everything's coming alive. Because everything comes alive when you get to know Him more and more, and you just want to know Him more. And no matter what you're going through, the travails, you leave all that behind because that's, guess what? Hypocrisy, if you don't see it as such, it's your own fault if you don't. Um, Leave it behind. Just leave it all behind. Leave behind all your sour grapes. God will turn them into wine. The good kind, too. That's the virgin grape juice. That's the true definition of wine in the Bible. People think that it means traditional current day wine, and it doesn't. It means what is ultimately the best for you, non alcoholic. Glad I got that off my chest. Not to be adamant, or adamant for that matter. Um, Man, what else? Yeah, so I'm wearing my LifeWave patches, the same ones again, X39, either on the top node behind the neck, top of the back, or just below the navel belly button. Because in one of the other places the X49 goes, its perfect counterpart, X49 is going to help you with recovery. It helped me get through flu. It's phenomenal at that, especially coupled with X39, which is the healing patch and gives you better sleep. So upon all that, you've got your Eon patch. I know, I've discussed this with you quite a bit, but the Eon patch gets rid of that inflammation and allows you to let the healing in, because that's kind of the gates you got to get past. Your own body's inflammation, your own body's reaction. We react so often to so many things in life instead of just accepting and letting them in. Maybe that's where women are coming from, womankind after all. Gee, I sure hope men get it. That it's not all about putting out, it's also about taking in. You give to give goodly. We often want to overcompensate, do good our way, and give our way. And it's not about that. For the love of God, it's not about that. God will get closer to you the more that you do it through Him. Okay? So if you set your mind on things above, those good things, and leave it at that. No controlling, no telling people what they should or shouldn't be or do or say or think. Just let things be and give goodness. Let the world unravel itself. It's not your job. You're not part of the world to take control of it. Yeah, we want to command and conquer and all that, like La Raza supposedly wanted to before, and I don't even hold that against to any race. Those who know what I'm saying know what I'm saying. So you, if you go forward as a whole collective, not just one people, kind, or group or thing, then you're marching steady. But if you want to focus on just this, just the way I want it, I want to have it this way. No, I just want those. I just want those soldiers. Guess what? God told you to choose your battles, not your soldiers. Not your soldiers. Anyway, I don't know what got me off on that rant, but felt like needing being saved. So, um, peace. I look like a friggin' carrot, don't I? I look great. This vegan diet thing. Try the biggest trend these days is the 7-day vegan challenge. If you don't want to try it, then you don't know what we're talking about, and you can't and won't know. And unfortunately for you, it's not going to hit you. But for us that do, it hits us just fine. I've been on a vegan diet just about 3 weeks now. In perfect transparency, I am eating a little bit of egg because I feel I need something to subsist right now. I'm going to taper off of that though. It does the most amberest of yolks, okay? Not to sell to you, but the most amberest of yolks are what's best for you. And the best on earth, hear me now, are found in the Good Egg Company, the Good Egg Company's heritage brand eggs, which they got about 3 or 4 or 5 brands. You can't miss it. They're the blue cartons. None of the rest of them are blue, but look for Good Egg. You'll see what I mean. They're blue eggs. Light blue, like you might see like a robin egg. But rest assured, they are actual chicken, hen eggs. But they're taken care of in the best possible way, and there's special variety on top of that, which is what's going to give you the best product in the egg that is within the shells. The most amber of the amber yolks. And on that note, it's called I think they're just calling it X matter or X something like that because they haven't found a name for it. The only place on Earth, the only food source on Earth that this compound, X compound, there you go, I think is what it's known as. If not, it's X something. Only place that this is found is in these eggs, the blue ones. You can get, that company Good Egg has their brown eggs too, which are speckled, and you're going to have some pretty amber ones there too, but not nearly as good. And it's the same price. So get the blue cartons. Usually only found at Publix. I've seen them one time at Chamberlain's, which is a great health food store. Get what you pay for. Don't worry about that. Price is another thing. So if that's what you're after, if you want to be doing something that takes good mental prowess and power, that's going to be your go-to, your lean-to. There, I helped you. I said it. We can move on from there. You can check that out. David Wilcock, by the way, if you're wondering, is the one that impressed that upon me. And I think I remembered it after a week or so, him saying, of course, I've been going through my life things, as anyone has. But, beyond that, it's going to help you and do what God puts it in you to do. Don't just listen to me or any other soul for that matter. Don't trust any other soul. Okay? Find God from within. Follow your discerning. Okay? Don't follow the heart. The heart is deceitful. Don't go after what you want at first. Give it a second thought. Always think twice. That way you're going to find the best things and have the best produce, the best fruit your life can produce. Because what you produce, God sees. And what God sees, God will allow. So if you allow goodness, then it's going to flow back to you. Just the law of the universe. Right? It's just karma. Like I'm some wise sage or something. I think most of us know this. When we relearn things, we think we know something because we know it for all time, but then we always forget, and it always comes back to us, and our ego gets in the way when we're defending that ego to other people. It's just a simple truth. You can always be humble and relearning and always be on the best path God has for you by staying humble, and that's going to lead to the better and better outcomes of your life, the ones you truly want anyway. See, God put that seed in your heart and your mind. I call it the heart because that's the biblical definition of the heart. Between the heart and the mind is the biblical definition, the true heart. That's called the higher heart. It's like right about here. It's where the heart and mind meet, and it goes in all directions through your body. Anyway, moral of the story is do goodness and goodness will flow back to you. And look at that. I've already been 20 minutes. I didn't think I've had anything to talk about. I love you, God. You're so great. You're so good to us. Jesus, you're the only way. You are the only path. You are the way for a good reason that it is said. We think we have that way. We think we come up with the way, the only way. It's true, isn't it, though? I guess I'm trying to look at something. I'm sorry. I was X, of course. I don't even follow. I guess I was just looking at it one time, and now that I've done it because I followed some little contest thing because you had to sign up. Oh, it was through Pet Supplies Plus. So hopefully that will pay dividends. Because I did send a lot of text too. I got like 30 extra minutes. You had 5 minutes at a time. There's three different categories. Anyway, that time is time before it's the good news of a $500 gift card is leaked out. And if you respond as the first one, you'll get that. Okay. So if you have that time in advance, that allows you obviously naturally to be first in line to get that. Because I could sure use it. And I'm sure there's others that might be able to use it better than me, but I take care of my little friends, my little god friends, little feline friends here. If there were puppy dogs too, or dogs around them, I would do that. But um, it seems that society is paying more attention to gathering them up than the felines. At least they don't put them in kill shelters anymore when they catch them. Now there's a law, they have to just spay or neuter them and take care of them, keep them protected and sheltered instead of putting them on death row. Dun dun dun. So yeah, there'll be more life on the planet. See, good things are sprouting about. Life is life. It's not just you or I. What else? What else? So, um, because we got till 1:30 to go to this food outreach in this church, and not it's like a food outreach in Castleberry. I've been there once, unless she's talking about a church. Yeah, I've been there several times. The one in Castleberry, they will give you a plethora of food. Much like the church in Geneva has been giving us, but uh, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to be real good. Um, I can only expect it to be good. I can only expect the best outcomes because I have God on my back. So bear that in mind. If you put God first place, He's going to be putting you in first place in slower and gradually increasing degrees. This is how it works. I've been here before. The rat race tends to make you forget how prolific that can be in your life, in life force, though. So, back to the lesson at hand. Um, there it is. Yeah, X39. As I was saying, X39 and X49, those two places. The top C6 node, that's your cervical 6, the one that juts out behind your neck, and then behind your navel. Kind of alternate between those two each day, between X39 and X49. You get it. And then I wear my YH line patches, two of the three during the day and one of the three at night. The two of the three are the carnosine and the glutathione patch. And I have those on right now. Glutathione between my two main right toe knuckles, and I move them from place to place. There's about 5 different places. You make a little chart. You find the best way so that it doesn't. So you put it in a different place than other patches, and that way it's constantly rotating each day. And that also gives you the optimum benefit for the use of these patches. That way I'll stay like 33 and even decreasing from there, even though I'm 48 this month. Hello, can I get a what? Witness, I think I was trying to say. I don't know, God, can you help me out? Okay, I'm trying. You have your way. You're right. I try my way, but your way always works best. Okay, we agree. Me and God, we have these discussions at times, and you got to put it out there. So the other one I was saying was the carnosine patch, which I put today. I put at my lower back, right at the waistline. Okay, right on the spine, lower back, and right, like I said, those combination of those three patches are great. I would even wear the Eon patch during the day, if it meant that, or if I knew that it meant that, it would give me even more optimal benefit. As it is, it's best. I know this for a fact to have it on during your sleep. That way, your body repairs and heals itself more substantially because your inflammation doesn't get in the way and cloud it. so to speak. Yeah, that in the silent night patch at night, and it works wonders. And I'm getting perfect sleep. I'm actually getting on the best path possible, which is by 10 o'clock. Around about 9 o'clock, I'm realizing a little bit drowsiness, and yeah, I do enjoy getting into Ralph Smart's book. I'm on to chapter 6, is it, or 7 by now? Yeah, because I read 2 chapters a night. Yeah, so chapter 7. Ooh, 7 is God's number. But he's just wholly uplifting, and it's all about, the self. It's not about what the world and the people of the world try to do. You got to just forget them. Let them be. Let the world be and figure itself out. Just like you were figuring yourself out. We're all figuring ourselves out. Even if we don't think we do, we have it all figured out or think that. We're going to have another story coming, and I'm not afraid to say that. At least about to myself, because I know everything in life, it swirls on a dime. It doesn't just spin on a dime. There are dimensions to this thing, and you feel it. Uh, and that's on a time basis. So if you think you're going to have it right now, you're going to think you have it right at whatever point in the future. Guess how much has changed at whatever point, by whatever point in the future? Plumb your everything. Be ready for everything. Stay flexible. This world has nothing but um, lessons, so to speak. And a lot of it is what not to go forward in. A lot of it is what not to do, what not to say or be or think. And that way you know more about who you are. That's why I say we're always constantly learning ourselves until the day we die. It's just the truth. That's why there's so much disease later in life too, because we think it have it all figured out. We're not letting God in because we have this hard outer shell called our ego. The ego, yes, the egg is kind of part of that word too. Egg. It has a shell. No small quinkadink. Anyway, let me get another sip out of my superior copper mug. So yeah, I got 2 of these like this. These are Moscow Mule mugs from the Stag Life Company. And they send you this complimentary coasters too. Kind of nice. It's because it's in gold. And then on the back, it's like a hard cardboard felt. Kind of neat. Kind of neat. And then what else is going on? Seems like all I can talk about is God like this. I hope that stays on the forefront. Now it's 28 minutes in. See, you lose track of time more and more. I want to do that because time is man-made anyway. I want to be more about what you're about, God. Please allow it. Please allow it for your kingdom. Please allow it through us for you. Is my prayer today. Oh man. So yeah, let's see. I had a really good positive affirmation in that Pyramid Consulting sent me an email saying how great a job I did for them in the past. I think that was with one of their work from home gigs. I'll have it. Whatever the pay, I'll have it, man. If because they asked me like 7 questions, which I answered them in an updated resume, and I sent that to them. And with warmest regards, hopefully that'll be my lot in life going forward. While I work on being what God wants me to be and doing His good. This is it, right here. And if I have to shave all this facial hair off, for that, if there's an interview, I probably will, just to be sure. I don't know. I probably don't want to look too young, right? I don't know. Whenever you want to put your best foot forward, it's just stuck in my mind's crawl that you should shave all your facial hair off. It's something that I think that was left there for a reason. So, another thing, I'm not wearing my crystal compatriots. I think there's a time and place for those. I have them all sitting on my table right here. In fact, 2:55 a.m. tomorrow morning is when the full moon is at its is at its how do you put at its fulcrum, at its uh, fullest. Yeah, okay, fullest words. Word salad. Word salad is my forte. I enjoy it with a dash of haberdashery. No, I don't. No confusion. No confusion. And so yeah, I set that outside, on the little wooden TV tray I've got, and let it soak in the lesser light. Biblically, that is the moonlight, the full moonlight. And I'm going to open my windows, and I'm going to put my. I'll show you real quick my grand citrine. Let's see if I can show it without pulling the. Yeah, there we go. There, you see it? Yeah, my citrine cathedral there, tower, lovely. And I got my Dollar Tree there, of course. Let's scroll this way so you can see down here. I've got table full of my crystals there. You see, I've got the ones I fashioned to wear around me, some turquoise, and then you got the Larimar. Larimar is quite a rare stone, not nearly as rare as excuse me, Moldavite is. And I'm glad I've gotten Moldavite. I think I misplaced one of my pieces, but I've got the good big piece that I have on my fashion to draw a string necklace there too. So that's what that is, and that actually that's another worldly stone. Most stones aren't. And it it really expounds the love vibrations and lets you see who you are from within. It will make you so humble, and I'm already a humble person by nature, only combative through military training, as I found out. Um, so, yeah, not being humble allows you to, I guess, be more, dare I say earthly, because I don't want to be worldly, but more in tune with like the people, yeah, the people of the world, um, to not have that on. So, because it's otherworldly, you know, excuse me, even though, a lot of us, if not most of or all of us, are partially alien, by the way. And that's just due to the fact of historicity. Yeah. There's descendants and there's descendant lines, and there's been a lot of mixture. Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't have to go through the bloodlines or the chronology of, right? Anyway, we got that. My harmonizer crystal. These are different shades of tourmaline, but this is good for environmental harmony. I'm just trying to help at this point. If it's something that speaks to you, then you can follow God's intuition and see if it's the best right fit for you. I did. These are love crystals. This is rose quartz. Quartz is one of the most powerful stones energetically. And of course, this is my other rose quartz. So I got the egg and I got the heart shaped one. And I just put them on I put them on my large piece of quartz that I have. It's like a candle holder. You can see right here. Yeah, I was glad I found that too at a great price. I think it was only like $35. Man, you know how much these things should really be? Amazing. I can't even remember. Oh, I bought it a long time ago at the Flea World. Missed that place so badly. The Flea World. I wish they had more places like that now. It seems like the better places are being taken away from us. I'm trying to see how tall my snake plant is. Keeps growing. Must be taking care of it or something. I just keep my Larimar off. It's sometimes good to have your crystals off for a while because your own body is its own crystal, and once you get that energetically in tuned, guess what? It's going to pump the other ones, and then that's going to feed back. It's a feedback loop. So what you put out comes back to you. Yep. Let's see now. Uh, but yeah, LifeWave. You don't have to take my word for it. You really don't. You can see how others are doing and see their progression. If you have any amount of patience, you'll watch people for an extended period of time because you can appreciate that goodness in others, that growth in others, the true growth, not the superficial, oh, I'm doing this and now please subscribe to me and leave me a comment and gratitude, gratitude. Yeah, thank you. We should obviously be thankful to God first, and we should keep that gratitude going. You know what I mean? Not just on the back burner, but saying it and doing it are one thing, and people can tell if you're coming from a place of feeling, because that's coming from your high heart location right there. That's coming from that biblical heart that gives you the intuition to understand, the intuition to be the force for others, to give that force to others, okay, and to show a man biblically how to fish rather than to give him a fish, as it is written. If you give a man a fish, he will eat but for one day. But if you show him how to fish, he will eat for a lifetime. True? That's what it's about. That's what it should be about, and it shouldn't change from there. And I intend to keep that same line of thinking. Um, this is why we need God's good graces. We all need a community. It is also written, man should not be alone. It is written that he should have a body to be a part of, not just his own body. I add that part, but for simplicity's sake, to make sense. So have it, people can be quite eclipsed when it comes to their third eye, and I'm going to have that to reckon with, as I did before. But I was using LifeWave before too, and it wasn't because of that I stopped going to church. I stopped going for rules of principality. I felt like they shouldn't be asking for money if everything should be for free. However, this is a 3D real material world you and I have to live in. So they have to put their best foot forward by supplying for others. And that does, is not just going to, of course, they mete it out. The best part about it is they find the best avenues for output, for outreach, for helping, for influence, for teaching, for everything, material and non-tangible. I think I was stuck on the fact that it's going to high salaries, it's going to the conference leaders, it's going to this guy who used to be the senior pastor at my church that went to the conference level, instead of just my church, or and I guess I got to learn to contend with that. Money goes around the world. It seems like you can't control everything, and I think it's the solid point to that. Yeah, I'm almost 40 minutes in. I'm glad I had enough to say this time. I should get some views. I'm not gonna stick to that point. I'm just gonna go in one direction. You can only hope for the best. That's the way I feel it should be, and that's the way it's gonna stay. Yes, those are my eyes. They're blue blockers. This is another great avenue to success. Get your sleep better by not letting device light, again, I'll say it, device light, into the sockets or eye orifices. Okay? If you prevent that from happening, wearing this, all devices, that means your regular TV or your IPTV, if you have one like me, because I don't believe in television programming. Another great benefit, not watching any of their television or cable programming. Get away from it, because they're trying to manipulate you, believe it or not, through frequency. It is visual frequency that they're trying to manipulate you. You can watch the studies on that too. You don't have to take my word for that. There was a great pastor, speaker in the Seventh-day Adventist Church I could direct you to, Scott. It's Belt of Truth Ministries. I know that, and it's got something. But look for Belt of Truth Ministries on YouTube, and you'll see what I mean. Under that moniker, even Seventh Day Adventist moniker. But what was I going to say? So this will allow you to get your sound sleep. You won't be waking up in the middle of the night. You won't be as jumpy during the day or at night because you're not letting those frequencies into. Guess what? That's going straight to your brain through your eyeballs. That's what observing does. So careful what you put in your sight and what you observe and what you take in, little ones. That's the good book. We are as little ones. Well, I guess enough on that. If you prevent the bad from coming in, you'll eventually have just good output. That's what we're all working on, a better self. You will become a better human being. Trust in the Lord. Maybe I should wrap it up on that note. And maybe something else God will put on my mind, or if not, maybe that's fine too, Lord. I just want to share your goodwill. So give goodwill, peace. Don't let yourself run away down the road, down whatever avenue. Let him carry you so you're on the right path. This world wants to take you in so many directions at one time. And our heart can pump but in one direction. And we will aim that direction for good or for bad, mankind. Yes, the heart is full of deceitful things. I think that's what the Lord had on my heart to intuit. So let's get to it. Let's get out there. I'll be back shortly. I'm going to do a second one today. My apologies for saying it again that I would put 2 out yesterday and I didn't. I'm getting into the fruit of what this life is to enjoy, and it's magnified my joy. I can't say more than that because you're just speechless. I'm just speechless. How I can witness, how I can uh, uh, experience life, right, on a whole new level, and it's God wonderful. No other words to describe. But on that note, peace, love, God. See you soon. Take care.